Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Tripura Rahasyam MahatmyaKhandam. I incessantly prostrate with joy to Shri Ganesha to ward off obstacles, to Saraswati for obtaining a clear understanding of the word and its meaning, to the Guru to understand the secrets. Chapter 1. Prostrations unto that Lord situated in the seat of the heart, the Harakasha, who is the cause of creation, who is bliss, who is Omkara, and by a speck of whose spot shine the particles of the universe. Prostrations unto that transcendent Lord, who is the pendant gem in the universal necklace, who is eternal and all, who is the soul and essence of all, and who is the support of the universe. Prostrations unto Tripura, the transcendental queen, who is seed unto the petals of the entire auspicious world, who is Shiva, the auspicious, who is Shakti, the power, who is Brahma, who is the witness of the immense universal dissolution, who is nectar unto the resuscitation of burnt of karma, the Lord of love. In the south is the Malaya mountain, whose high peaks obstruct the transit of the sun. By its many peaks demonstrating as it were the grandeur of the great person Mahapurusha, the Malaya mountain by its vastness looks despicingly at the great Meru mountain. On the Malaya mountain dense clouds rest at the roots of the trees, whose tender sprouts defame the redness of the sun by their effulgence. The Malaya mountain is filled with the melodious music of divine damsels, in tune with humming bees, and the atmosphere atop rich with the fragrance of sandalwood conquers the perfume of the divine damsels. The gentle breeze atop the Malaya mountain carries with it the sweet smell of the cardamom creepers. Swans play around the fully blossomed lotuses in the ponds. The interiors of the Malaya mountain are filled with the odor of ichor oozing out of the inebriated herd of elephants that rival with rain-bearing clouds. Atop Malaya mountain there are herds of lions, tigers, wild boars, and below there are vast forests with many hermitages. The hermitages reverberate with the Vedic chants of the disciples of the seers. The breeze there carries the aroma of the oblations of ghee. The sacred robes of the seers tied to the branches of the trees flutter like flags in the breeze. Some seers are seated under trees. These meditating seers appear still, as in painted pictures. Elsewhere, Vedantic seers repeat chants attributed to the transcendental being. In some places, seers invoke Agni according to their routine and special rituals. Elsewhere, learned seers are engaged in teaching Vedas to the Brahmin children. In some places, seers mutually discuss the Vedas and other sacred texts. Elsewhere, seers knowing the tales from the Puranas discourse on them. On the eastern side of such a superb mountain, displaying simultaneously all the six regions on the banks of a lotus pond. In the central portion of the hut, made of leaves and grass, is seated comfortably on a deer skin the son of Jamadagni, Sri Parasurama. He is fair like camphor, wearing immaculate clothes and sacred thread, besmeared with vibhuti, sacred ash, and always with triple lines of vibhuti on his forehead, peaceful due to performance of religious rites, attractive, an incarnation of Vishnu, a joy for everyone, a devotee of Shiva. He has attained self knowledge by worshipping Dattatreya, an incarnation of Vishnu. Once, when he was pleasantly disposed, his dear disciple by name Sumedha, who was soaked in devotion and intent always on serving him, asked the seer with folded hands, O Parasurama, ocean of compassion for the helpless, protector of the devotees. Once I had asked you, interested in the well being of devotees who are afflicted and suffering in life, about what is the best remedy, which is supreme that brings good merits and well being. It is said that the compassionate gurus reveal even the most secret knowledge. O excellent Brahmin, teach that to me if I deserve to receive it. Asked by me thus, O Bhargava, you said with a smile, I will let you know in course of time. 16 years have passed like a fraction of a second after you said that to me. The same thoughts revolve in my heart day and night. Kindly tell that to me who has no other refuge. Hearing his words, Bhargava, in the process of thinking, recollected the secret of Tripura, which was told to him by Dattatreya, who had heard the same directly from Shiva. Commanded by Shiva in the course of time, Dattatreya transferred to me that entire knowledge containing bhakti and gnana, Tripura Rahasyam, which was embedded in his pure heart. The glorious text, which is replete with divine lore, glory, devotion, order, and which is supreme tantra, should not be given even partially to a stranger, an atheist, or a cheat. Nor even should this be uttered in the presence of persons devoted to other deities, since it deals with the secrets of Parameshwara, revealed by him directly. You shall eventually give this knowledge to Sumedha Haritayana, your devoted disciple, who, after listening to that, will compile a text which will be a purifying, blessed compendium of Tantra and preach it to other disciples. Recollecting thus the words of his Guru, he saw the disciple who stood with folded palms, having thought for long about the inviolable injunction of the divine power. He spoke to the disciple who was standing before him, My boy, wait for the opportune time. Everything happens in the course of time. Tomorrow, at the auspicious time of Pushya star, you will get answers to your questions. As he was saying this, the mild rayed sun was setting. Both of them performed the evening sandhya and recited the transcendent mantra Gayatri. In the night, meditating on their inherent power, they slept comfortably. Rising in the early morning, Sumedha performed the ablutory rites and stood humbly with folded palms after prostrating to his guru. As the auspicious moment drew near, Sri Parasurama, with a sweet loving voice, called Sumedha. Then he offered flowers to the Devi seated on an auspicious golden seat, who is variously called as Bala, Tripura, Lalita, and Kumari, and gave to his disciple the Vagrupa mantra, which personifies her. Then he worshipped the seat and her paraphernalia with various worshipping articles. Then Parasurama bathed his disciple with the sanctified water from a pot. He cut off 3 types of bonds and made him sleep near the Devi. Then he made him comprehend the secrets of Devi worship based on 3 fundamentals with its ramifications of 12, 4, and 16 methods in the beginning, middle, and end respectively. He taught the sacred methods of worship, the discipline, the symbols, mudra of the triple Devi. He also taught him systematically the procedure of imbibing the grace of Devi at his head, heart, and anus, and offering the 3 truths to the self fire. Having thus spoken and initiated, Parashurama addressed him, "My child, practice that supreme truth. Soon I will grant you a fulfilled status." Thus receiving the entire secret, Haritayana, circumambulating Parashurama 3 times and saluting him, soon went to Sri Shailam, where Devi Brahmari stays permanently. In front of her he made a clean cottage protected from sun and wind, and there started the Sri Vidya practice. During his practice he ate only fruits, and he was determined and devoted with physical and mental control. Always happy and meditative with faith in the teachings of his guru, he spent 1 year and 5 months as if in a moment, and attained mastery over the practice. During the penance he had a pure body and mind, sweet voice, and radiant eyes, lightweight due to frugal eating, but with healthy 8 limbs that looked auspicious. Then in his dream during night, Sri Vala Parameshwari appeared before him, assuming a sportive form as a 10-year-old girl, beautiful like a crore of cupids, with shining limbs red like the rising sun, bearing signs of Japamala, book, protection, and boon in her 4 hands, with 3 eyes and a crown shining with crescent moon. Seeing her in the dream, the happy Haritayana prostrated with folded hands and in a sweet choked voice started praising her. Victory to Sri Tripura, the mother. Victory to the transcendent Balambika. Victory for every to the lover of devotees. Victory to the embodiment of compassion. You are called Tripura because you showed 3 times the triple aspects of primary substance. You are the sole refuge for Brahma and others. O Devi, even Hari, Hara, gods and teachers and others are unable to either comprehend or explain a little of your greatness. That being so, who in this world, bereft of worshipping your feet, can desire to tread the path of praying to you. O Devi, devotion to your lotus feet is like a bunch of chintamanis, wish-yielding gems that would grant fruits greater than one's desire. Hence, O Sundari, the highest transcendental auspiciousness, please tell me what cannot be achieved by those who have totally submitted their body and mind at your lotus feet. Prior to creation, you were always resting your pure, undisturbed form, which was a natural ocean of ambrosial delight. At that time or state, there was no sky, air, fire, water, earth, pot, and cloth, enlightenment, ignorance, speech, senses. Before the creation, you were alone in the form of supreme consciousness, filled with immense infinite power, transcendentally blissful. You were bearing the seed of the garland of group of worlds, and were giving auspicious individual identity to beings. O pure consciousness, later your shining existence was revealed, and suddenly other beings, moving and non moving, appeared. They are related to you like the waves related to the sea, like pots to the earth and jewels to gold. Therefore, there is nothing in this universe that is separate from you. Being the soul of all beings, you shine with your great spatial form. Though of such form, your sport of assuming a form with hands and legs is due to your compassion towards your devotees. Such a form of yours becomes visible rarely to a merited few who have pure sight from their devotion to the lotus feet of sacred Guru. Otherwise, how can a vision of your form becomes easy? Salutations to you whose feet are like Agastya unto the ocean of delusion. Salutations to you whose compassion is like Vajra Yudha, thunderbolt unto a mountain of misery. Salutations to you, skillful in granting more than the desires of the devotees. Salutations to you, O Balambika, the repository of the riches of Shiva, the foe of Tripuras. Thus praising the great Devi with his heart full of love, he prostrated at her feet, with tears of joy filled in his eyes. Hurry piloted and heart filled with devotion, he was unable to aspire anything from her. When he was thus immersed in the ocean of love or devotion, and unable to see, speak, and do anything, Devi Tripura, with a beautiful smile on her face and dignified voice showering ambrosia, addressed him as my child and placed her lotus hand on his head. Sumedha, who was, due to the vision of Devi, already immersed in the ocean of joy, got transformed into absolute bliss by the touch of her hand. Then the universal mother told Sumedha, get up quickly and soon go to your Guru, as you have attained perfection. Saying so, she disappeared instantly like the thoughts of a person. Sumedha woke up at that time and thought about his dream as to what it was. With a perturbed mind, thinking repeatedly about the beautiful Devi and her ambrosial words in his dream, he went to the river to bathe and thought he had spent millions of years to reach there. Thinking about the dream, he forgot his morning rites and wondered about what he had seen within himself. He could not understand whether it was true or false, nor could he know the reason for it. Due to the illusory nature of the dream, the wise will not believe it. Hence, taking it to be true, what shall I tell the Guru after going to him? How can I not go without faith in the words of the Devi. Alas, the power of time looks indomitable. Even then, I shall not go. Let Devi pardon me. Deciding thus, as Sumedha was engaged in his daily duties, an incorporeal voice sweetly addressed him thus: O child, shed your doubt in the words of Devi. It is not false, but truth alone. Listening to the voice from the vacant sky, the happy Sumedha lovingly prostrated on the ground. Then he quickly went to Sri Parasurama and touched his lotus feet with his head and faithfully narrated the incident. Hearing that, Sri Bhargava Rama told his disciple with wonder, My child, blessed you are to see the transcendental Tripura Devi. Blessed you are to see the transcendental Tripura Devi in your dream. There is no one who is more blessed than you who have been blessed by the transcendental Devi. Your dream was seen by me too. Now you will attain everything by your yogic vision. Saying so, Parasurama, the king among the yogis, initiated at length the Sri Vidya in accordance with the prescribed procedures along with its main and accompanying details. Then to him who had received Sri Vidya, Parasurama taught the most sacred, auspicious legend, Tripura Rahasyam, which is the essence of Tantra, which he had heard from Sri Dattatreya and which was told by Lord Shiva himself. My child, this great knowledge, Vidya, has to be protected cautiously. This was taught to me by my Guru, and by his orders it has been imparted to you. You should not tell Tripura Rahasyam to atheists and non-devotees. After duly worshipping Tripura Devi and obtaining her grace, you compose the Tripura Rahasyam text and teach it to deserving disciples. This is the command by my Guru, and it is no different from truth. Saying so, Parasurama blessed his disciple who was saluting him. Then, circumambulating and prostrating before Parasurama, his Guru Sumedha went to Halasyaksetra, Madurai, where shines the Transcendental Mother, Meenakshi, the consort of Sri Sundareshwara. Close to the river Vegavati, on the banks of the pond with golden lotuses, he performed intense austerities, contemplating on the Supreme Mother. Very fortunate Sumedha, with control of his senses and great devotion to Sri Lalita Devi, worshipped her, who is supreme. Daily at appropriate timings with physical and mental control. Meditating on Sri Lalita Devi, Sumedha spent 5 years. Once, while meditating, he saw within himself an auspicious person in camphor hue, matted hair, besmeared with ash and playing veena. Wondering, he opened his eyes and saw Narada before him. He stood up and offered a seat, duly prostrated, and with humility and happiness spoke sweetly. O divine sage, welcome to you. Pardon my mistake. As I was meditating, I did not observe your presence. In this world, the visit of noble persons causes great prosperity. My desires are fulfilled by your grace. All my wants are fulfilled just by seeing you. Even so, O great sage, there is something to be asked. O Brahmarshi, I will ask a small question which has caused a great doubt in me. Even though you were standing outside, how were you seen within my heart being? Please tell me the reason for this if I deserve the answer. Noble souls are impartial and are compassionate on the afflicted. Thus, questioned by Sumedha, the all knowing Narada, intent on blessing the world, spoke with a smile. End of the first chapter of the MahatmyaKhandam of Sri Tripura Rahasyam.